Hey everybody, Gerard Caruso, Creative Director for Z1 Concept North America. I'm really excited to kind of share with you a little bit about what's happening here at Z1 Concept. What's new, what is going to be launched out. I believe it's this month actually. We are launching out 8 new nuances to our smoothies line. So all of you that are familiar with our smoothies line is a semi-permanent color line that is going to allow you to create whatever you want to create when it comes to tone-on-tone colors, possible refreshing mid-shaft to ends, working with different tonal values, and also thinking now, because of our 8 new launches, thinking about how we are able to tone the beautiful blondes that we are creating in the salon. So whether they are highlight blondes, double process blondes, the creativity has just widened, and we have a palette of different shades that will enable us to do that. So let's talk about smoothies in particular. Those of you who are not familiar with smoothies, like I said, smoothies are semi-permanent color line. It is something that is enabling you to go in and refresh color, something that you can use to possibly place on somebody that doesn't want that long commitment to color, but they want change. They want tonal change, or possibly they want to get at least 75% gray coverage. We can create that with 3 different emulsions. We have a light activating, an activating, and an intense activating. These 3 emulsions will give you capabilities that are endless. Whether you're creating beautiful tone-on tones, you want to add some vibrant tones to the hair, or you simply want to go in there and create some toning effects to the hair when it comes to, like I said, highlight blondes or double process blondes, even your highlighted clients. A great way to introduce this to your male clientele is that male clientele that wants to go in there and kind of camouflage the gray. You have that flexibility. You can use light activating, pick any of the neutral shades. Another cool thing about the smoothies is we started off with 56 shades or nuances, and we're now at 64 nuances for you. So it's allowing you to go in there and create an interblending of nuances if you want to intermix them. But what's really cool, if you're presently using our Creative Permanent color line, you'll notice that on our color chart, you'll notice these little pink dots. That lets you know that there's a corresponding color in the semi-permanent color that you can utilize whenever it comes to mid-shaft ends. So let's talk about what's new and exciting. So I want to share with you some beautiful images, and these images have our new shades or new nuances. I like to refer them as nuances that are placed inside, and also some fun shades that have been placed in there. And what's really, really cool about this is that this is the new color chart for the new nuances that you're going to notice. So when you go to open it up, you'll notice that you have these two beautiful images. And of course, one more image on the inside. But what's really cool about this, before I even show you the shades or the nuances, is that you can create a display in your salon by simply sliding this card. Let me see if I can get it in there. Of course, it's going to give me a trouble right now. Let's get it in there. There we go. By sliding this right in there and creating a tent card, okay, or triangular shaped card in your reception area, possibly in your color bar, wherever you want it to be, and it will draw attention to the new beautiful shades. Now, what's really cool about this is you're going to notice that we just launched out 8 new nuances. We're going to start up top, all right? Some of my favorites, the 9.07, which is giving you toning capability at a level 9. R7 represents, 0 represents natural, of course, and R7 represents EDC, which is a violet base. Then we have our 10.07, our 9.08. Now when you look at our 0.8 series, the 0.8 series normally represents in the browns family. But depending at the level that you're at, that tends to change here at Z1 Concept. It could be a mocha, it could be a chocolate, it could be a woods, it could be an amber. It could be anything depending at the level that you're at. So when we talk about right here, which you see the 9.08, we're utilizing that as a level 9 natural brown, but it's going to give you the reflex of that amber tone to the hair. Beautiful, beautiful shade to utilize whenever you're toning. Coming right down here, we also have that in a 10.08, which is, again, it's going to give you that reflex of the amber to it. It's considered the natural brown at a level 10. Our 10.13, those of you who love beautiful beiges, you're getting that at a level 10. And then right over here, those of you who like that cool tonality, at a level 10, especially with our new nuances in the smoothies, we're giving you something that's going to allow you to cool down. It's going to have a little bit more of that bluish hue to it. So it is an ash with a blue base in it, and it's going to really create beautiful, cool tones to the hair if you're looking for that. Now, if you possibly don't want that intensity of that cool blue base in it, you can intermix this with some of the other smoothies in our line. For example, our specials, the pearl, and basically kind of warm up that little tonality of the blue base and not get it as cool, all right, as ashy, but still create a beautiful, beautiful tone to the hair at a level 10. Now, these I always say for last because they happen to be my favorite. I've been utilizing these quite often during the testing process before we launched the new Smoothie Nuances. Our 10.116 and our 10.117. So these tones are giving you something that are going to be a double ash tonality in it with a little bit of that red. The 0.6 in our color series, you know that represents red. But at a level 10, you're looking at more of a pinkish hue to it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful tones. 10.117. This is, again, a double ash with a little bit of the irisé, which is basically, in the US market, considered a violet tone. So you're going to get that ash tone, but it's going to give you a slight hue of that violet to the hair, and not really accentuating on the ash and not accentuating on the violet, creating a beautiful, beautiful tone to the hair. Really, really, really important when it comes to toning hair at our higher levels. One thing I want to share with you, when we talk about, toning hair, what are our toning capabilities? Now we've offered this to you with our smoothies, milkshake smoothies, semi-permanent line. Toning capabilities, tone-on-tone capabilities, gray blending, creating 75 to 75% gray coverage, or simply going in there and giving somebody that natural hue, that natural tone that they want. And you have that in a complete portfolio of 64 intermixable shades that will allow you to create whatever you want. But those of us who have always been looking for those higher levels to create toning capabilities, we need to understand the logic behind toning. Whenever we use any of our Decologic lighting systems to create that lift that we're looking for, whether we're using our white lightener, our blue lighteners, our level 9, or even our clay lightener, possibly you're using a double process bonding, you're using total roots, you need to lift that to the level that you're placing your toner on top of. And what I mean by that is if you only lift somebody to a level 8, we know that a level 9 and a level 10 is not going to cut that. It is important because I don't want you to start applying these on level 7s and level 8s thinking that you're going to get a toning capability that is not going to be accurate. You may get a shift, you may get a dilution of the hue, but you will not get the control of the tone that you are looking for. So you have to keep in mind that any of these 9s and 10s need to be applied on either natural level 9 or a lifted level 9 or level 10. Now what about gray hair, that 100% white gray? Can we utilize these smoothie levels 9s and 10s, these beautiful cold blondes as we call them, cold blondies, can we utilize them on them? Absolutely. If you want to shift the tonality of what that gray is representing. Maybe that gray has a little bit of yellow that you want to control. Maybe the gray is a little bit too cool and you want to add some natural tone to it. We can utilize these new cold blondies on top of 100% white hair as well. So the capabilities that you have with the new 8 nuances are unlimited. We're talking about our cold blondies, and I want to talk about what is our mixing ratio. Well, our mixing ratio, when you talk about these blondies, are going to be mixed at a 1 to 1.5, similar way that you would be mixing your Smoothies color line, semi-permanent color line with that. So we're mixing it at a 1 to 1.5 ratio. We are utilizing our light activating, our activating, and our intense activating, whichever of the 3 that you feel necessary to use. Now keep in mind, our light activating emulsion is giving you a 3.5 volume. So whenever you're looking for just simply deposit of tone without creating any more lift into the hair, with any of the Smoothies colors, light activating is the go-to. This is exactly what you'd be into mixing with. When you talk about our activating, if you wanted to just give it a slight bump, we're talking about something that has an 8 volume. Our activating will allow you to go in there and break that base slightly a little bit more, give you that slight lift to the hair while you are both toning or depositing color to the hair. And what about our intense activating? Intense activating is allowing you to utilize something to tone hair, deposit color, get gray coverage, get gray blending, all in one activating lotion. This intense activating lotion does have an 18 volume to it, so you are going to get a level of lift out of that. You will get a break in the base in that, so you will get, what are we always thinking of and looking for or not looking for? A line of demarcation. So be aware that when you're using intense activating, you will get that level of lift, but it's going to allow you to get better gray coverage, all right, giving you the possibilities of achieving up to 75% gray coverage. If you're looking for anything more than that, then we have to refer our guests to our permanent color line. So, before I do an unveil for you, I want to share something with you. This is our beautiful model. Notice no mask on her, no mask on me. But I'm going to release, we did 3 panels throughout the opposite sides and working on a level 10 that we're at right now. So, but if you do notice, there is a little bit of warmth probably in that mid shaft, and that tends to happen, right? We need to take the reality of what happens day to day in the salon. And we're going to go in, I'm going to kind of demonstrate on how we're going to tone this down. I've chosen to use our 10.66, okay? So the 10.66, as you notice, is our, let me put that more on center, okay? It's our level 10, all right? It's double ash tonality in it with a little bit of that red. It's going to give me a little slightness of that pink hue to it. So you're going to get that deposit of that beautiful, cool tone to it, all right? But you'll get a little hue of that pinkness to it to create something that's going to be very subtle and big. So, if you're asking why I chose that tone, all right, with simple fact is I know that I'm going to be able to utilize some of that warm tone that's in there to help counteract that, especially with the double ashes, the 1-1s in there. But also, I'm going to complement that little bit of warmth that you possibly see in there. Where if, in a typical situation of us in the salons, when we go in and we pre-lighten hair, what you're going to notice, pull her a little bit more, what you're going to notice is that the scalp area will sometimes take a little bit lighter, all right? And it's difficult to totally always remove that warmth. So you would either have to do another application of lightener to it, all right? But most importantly, everybody, we need to save the integrity of the hair. So, let's talk about this for a minute. After you pre-lighten the hair. What you want to do is, after using your Decologic lightening, whether it's a level 9, white lightener, blue lightener, whichever you choose, total root, you want to bring them back to the shampoo bowl and give a nice cleansing, nice deep shampoo with our deep cleansing shampoo. And that's going to take all the residue of all the impurities from the leftover lightener or the grittiness out of the hair. It's going to really, really cleanse that hair. You then, get my blow dryer, want to make sure that you blow dry 50% of the wetness, the dampness out of the hair. Okay? And this is what we're talking about when you're toning hair. If you feel that for any reason that, there is a little bit of uneven porosity in the hair, and you want to make sure that that toner gets applied evenly from scalp to end of the hair. You can take the Pro Equalizer, get that top right over, Pro Color Equalizer, and just gently just spray that into the hair. Get that evenly deposited all the way out to the end of the hair. This is going to assure you, by utilizing our Pro Color Equalizer, that you get even distribution of the nuance, of the color, of the tone that you're applying to the hair. You want that to spread evenly from scalp to end. But it's important to realize, too, your mixing ratio, which tones you choose to use, and why you choose to use them. You possibly might want to go in there and you're going to notice, on this same level, this was all lifted equally throughout the entire head, but we use different tones in the back that I'm going to unveil towards the end of this segment. So I'm going to use 10.116. It is our 10 Ash Red. All right, so we're simply going to go in here and measure this out. There's our scale line. Okay? Always remember to really take that point that you see at the bottom of these caps. And I think it's really, really important. Some people just pop it in and then they're squeezing the tube, and then eventually you want to make sure that you do not damage your tube in any way, because you don't want the excess air in it. So you want to go in there, place that in, and we're going to go in. Let me just make sure that we are zeroed out here. Place that right there. Okay. And you're going to start, we're going to put 30 grams. 30 grams of color. Place that right there. And we're going to utilize our light activating. Light activating is a 3.5 volume. And the reason why I chose light activating is because I want the depositive tone. I'm not looking for any type more of a lift. I'm not looking to shift anything. I want the true tonality to be deposited in the color. So we're going to go in there. Let's erase that out. Okay, back to 0. And we're going to apply 45 mLs of our light activating. So we're at 30 mLs of our Nuance, our 10.11, excuse me, our 10.11R, and we're going to use 45 mLs of our light activating. So we're at 1.5. So we're going to go right in there. Alrighty. Let's put that right there. I'm going to get this out of our way. Place that right there. And here's something I want to show you, and what I love about the new Smoothies Nuances, the new cold blondes, is that the consistency is beautifully creamy consistency, easy to mix, okay? Which means what? It'll give you better spreadability when applying color, better saturation when applying color. So you want to make sure that you really mix that to like a Cool Whip consistency. Really, really creamy. You want to make sure that you get all the lumps out of there, if there are any. Look at that beautiful consistency. It's nice and creamy, almost looks like custard. Okay. Get my lovely little gloves. How many of us have been waiting for Smoothies to launch out beautiful new cold blondies that we could utilize as toning capabilities? So now we have a complete semi-permanent line that gives you the positive tone, that gives you beautiful toning capabilities, that gives you beautiful gray blending and up to 100, excuse me, not 100, up to 75% great coverage. So I think it's really, really important. Okay, so for the counter purposes.
So we have a question, Gerard,
Yes.
from Gina. She said, should the hair be dry?
No. Great question, Gina. We brought that up before. You want to make sure that after you shampooed the lightener out of the hair, whatever lightener you be using, whether it be the Technologics Clay Lightener, Level 9, white or blue, or even Toner Root, you want to shampoo that out with clarifying shampoo, the deep cleansing shampoo. And that's going to clarify all the impurities out of the hair, all right? So the Milkshake Deep Cleansing Shampoo. Squeeze out the excess water, blow dry at 50%, and leave a little bit of dampness to the hair. It'll give you better combability into the hair. Then you want to take your, if you feel that the porosity is slightly off, you want to take your Pro Color Equalizer and just mist that, especially at the ends of the hair, the mid shaft to the ends. So that when we go to apply, let me just move this to my right. All right. Now, here's what I tend to do when I'm applying toners to the hair. And I think it's important for us to work efficiently, for us to work quickly. You know, this is not something that you just want to bring them to the shampoo bowl, dump it on their head, and work it with your hands to root to end. You want to apply it, and you want to make sure that you get total saturation of a toner to the hair, from scalp to end. But whenever there might be a situation that you might need to mix two different toners, one that gets applied to the regrowth area, the scalp area, and one that gets applied to the mid-shaft to end. It all depends on how even you lifted that hair from scalp to end. So we're going to go in, and I'm actually going to apply it about a ½ an inch away from the scalp. I'm going to comb that through, then come back and apply that to the scalp area. That's going to allow me to make sure that I get that even distribution. Now, I'm working with my Z1 Concept tail comb. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it's going to allow me to apply this and get to the hair quicker, go through it much more efficiently, get cleaner parting, but then I'm going to come back in with a color comb and just lightly comb that off. So I'm not applying it directly to the scalp area, especially if I'm doing a double process bond. If I needed to go in and get it to the ends, I want to make sure that I get that distribution, because I know that the scalp area can sometimes tend to grab the tonality different if it's been lifted slightly lighter. So I just want to make sure that I really get that saturation mid-shaft to ends, because this is where we talked about it slightly being a little bit cooler, or warmer I should say. I want to make sure that I get to cool that down. So working that out to the ends. Okay, as you can see, I'm going through it just lightly with my fingers, applying that, then going back into the scalp area. But I think it's important to have a towel by you so that you're constantly wiping your hands off. You're going to get work on a much more consistent, easier pace. All right. Now, for demonstration purposes, we're taking our time to really apply this. We want to make sure that everybody sees the saturation of that. But when you're working in the salon, this can be very quick and efficient. Why? Because the consistency of the new Smoothies Cold Blondies is very creamy, allows you to get 100% saturation to the hair. And listen, let's face the facts, everybody. I'm a realistic person. Everybody applies their toners differently to the hair. You always want to make sure that when you're applying your toner to the hair, that you get even distribution and saturation all the way out to the ends of the hair. And I think it's important for us to realize that, because you want this to tone evenly. So you want to get this on fairly quickly. And then once I get this on, we're going to talk for a minute about timing. Timing is everything when it comes to toning beautiful blondes in the hair. Whatever you're looking for, what is the end result, always apply your toners to, if you have to go into the regrowth area first, you go into the regrowth area. Whenever I feel that I need it on the mid shaft to ends first, that's what I'm going to apply first. But it's important to realize that the distribution of your toner is the most important thing. So you want to really get that on quickly and evenly. I'm holding myself away from the scalp area up top till I get it all come to the ends. I'm going back in with my fingers, gliding on it, and then going back into the scalp area. Now, in some cases, if I felt that the scalp area was extremely light, and that does happen, it's okay. You know, listen, we're not living in always a perfect world, that we're gonna get the perfect result. We are living in reality. Everything is dependent on porosity and the condition of the hair. So, like I said earlier, after I apply that toner on, comb with my wet tooth, I'm going to take a color comb and just come through the hair. All right? So the reason why I do that, because you'll know it starts to open up the hair. That allows it to really go in there, and it's almost like aerating the grass on your front lawn. You're aerating it. You're allowing that not to tone in one lump section. You're allowing that to give you that beautiful tonality all the way through around the whole circumference of the shaft of the hair. And I think that's how you have to consider things. Don't always just go in there. I know a lot of us, listen, I can only share tricks and tips with you. I know a lot of us tend to do this, right? And you make that so very, very tight. But you risk the chance of the possibly in the center, you risk the chance of that not toning evenly through the whole thing. So whatever works for you, I'm okay with it. Just a little tip and trick, always just kind of aerate the hair without taking the product off. So if you see it on your comb, place it back in. I'm going to allow that to tone on its own. Let's get these gloves out. I want to go in here and make sure I don't. There you go. Sometimes you can put an easy stripe against your cheek, whatever works for you, whatever is easier for you.
So we have a question, Gerard, just before you move on, from Brush Salon. They're so excited, they said, for the toners. They're just joining in. What is the recommended developer, is the question.
Great question. And that was from Brush Salon?
Brush,
okay. So we're talking about the new Cold Blondies, and we're talking about what we can create when it comes to toning capabilities. We're dealing with 8 new nuances, starting at a level 9, all right? So we're dealing with a level 9 and a level 10. The toning emulsions that we are using are any one of the 3 emulsions that we have in our Smoothies Semi-Permanent line. It's light activating, or intense activating. All you need to know about each emulsion is that light activating is a 3.5 volume, activating is an 8 volume. So if you're looking for that extra little break or that extra little bump in a lift, and intense activating is 18 volume. So it's going to give you a little bit of that lift. So why do we have an 18 volume in our smoothies lines? Well, what about the rest of these smoothie nuances, the other 54 nuances? In case you want to create any great blending, in case you want to get up to 75% great coverage, in case you want to get a level of lift and deposit, you have the 18 volume in there as well. Okay? It is all dependent when it comes to the tonality that you want to create when it comes to toning your beautiful blondes. If you want to get it a little bit a higher lift in there, all right, you don't want the deposit so strong of the tone, and I'm going to show you 3 of the sections that we previously did for you, then you would go in there with activated or the intense activated. I have chosen to use the 3.5, which is the light activated, but I am going to show you right now how you can use the activating, which is an 8 volume, on one of the panels that we did in the back. But again, I want to share with you, this was one toner, it was our 10.116, which is our 10 double ash red. All right, so at that level, you're going to get pink hues into the hair. So I want you to notice how that's starting to tone out beautifully in the hair. You get that beautiful tonality, gives you that kind of coolness with a little bit of warmth in there as well. But if I was dealing with something, and it's important for us to realize, you need to analyze everything that you are trying to tone. Because in some cases, I may use 2 different toners. I may use one formulation at the regrowth area and one formulation mid-shaft to end. So in reality, I'll give you an example. If I was going to do this and I felt that I wanted to create a beautiful, kind of a warmer tone to the hair with a little bit of violet base, I would use 9.07 at the regrowth area and then go in with a 10.07 mid-shaft to end. Why? Because possibly I might need the depth deposited a little bit more over in the regrowth area. And I might alternate my emulsion. I could possibly use activating at the regrowth area, and I could utilize the light activating at the mid-shaft to end. The possibilities are unlimited. The creativeness is what we, the stylists, are to utilize and to implement. So let's talk about some previous sections. If there's not any questions, let's go on something. So one of my favorite, like I told you earlier, I have to share this with you. I think it's absolutely, I'm going to utilize it. It absolutely is my favorite, is the 10.116 and the 10.117. So the 10.116 is what we just did there. We demonstrated for you. This is the 10.117 right here. Okay, always spread them out. You see a little bit of that, I'm sorry, right here. There's a little bit of that violet hues versus the 10.116 that has a little bit of that pinkish hue to it. So everybody saw the mannequin prior to us being done. This section right here, look at the beautiful tone that you get out of that. This was tone. I could turn her a little bit this way. How's that? Perfect. Here we go. All right. Look at that beautiful, beautiful. Look at how even. All right. If you spread that out, all right, that's why I'm telling you, aerate the hair after you tone it, because you get the tonality through the whole circumference of the hair, following it all the way around the shaft of the hair. And remember that, so if you're trying to get these beautiful tones, all right, this is 10 117 with light activated. All
I
right?
think you just captured a lot of imagination there, Gerard. a lot of love's coming in for that one.
Awesome, awesome.
Fantastic,
Love that.
fantastic.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And your guests are gonna love it. I'm gonna keep touching the other side. So here's another section I want to show you that I toned out for you with the help of Miss Dolly Hernandez. Okay? What a beautiful, let me just make sure I don't get that. Beautiful. This, again, was utilizing 9.07, okay? Or 9.07 now is that natural Elise at a light blonde, all right? Elise meaning violet, all right? But with activating. So that means that Dolly utilized the activating lotion on this panel right here. So the activating lotion is now an 8 volume. So you'll get a little bit of shift. But look at the clarity of that color. It is impeccable. The clarity from scalp, maybe Brian get that point right up there, Brian? From scalp right here, all the way to end. An even clarity. Why did Dolly choose an 8 volume versus a 3.5? Yes, she wanted to tone that, but she wasn't looking for the depth of tonality. She wanted the clarity in the color. She knew that there were slight little gold bands or yellow bands that she had to control. And that allowed her to get that beautiful clarity in that. Is that not gorgeous? Give me some thumbs up, some hearts, some emojis. Tell me you love me, I look thin, anything.
Yes, there's a lot of love for the colours. A lot of people are excited, Gerard.
How many of you guys, give me some hearts out there. How many of you guys love to see that cool steel or slate or bluish ash tones? Any hearts out there, Brian?
Yep.
There you go.
Pinging all over the place, but Paige wants to let you know that she likes your hair.
Oh, Paige, I have not, listen, I'm still in lockdown. Not still in lockdown, I'm back to my salon, I'm back working. I have not had anybody, not even Brian or Dolly in the office. Nobody has volunteered to cut my hair. So this is all outgrown. But anyway, let's talk about this right here. Look at this beautiful, is that not gorgeous? With a slight little hue to it, it's almost giving you that smoky color. But why did we get the depth of that 10.11? I'll give you a little secret. We decided to simply use the light activator. If we wanted a little bit more lift out of this, Dolly and I were talking about it. All right, if we didn't want, okay, because we know that when this young lady walks around, possibly if she walks around, I'll be running out of here. But when your guests walk around, that's what the hair's going to do. It's going to have movement to it, right? So it's going to give you that reflection of having some lightness to it. But if they were to stand still, it gives you much more of a deeper tonality into it, correct? If you didn't want that deep tonality in, you can utilize that with the intense activating. And the intense activating wouldn't give you as much deposit of that smokiness to the hair. But I think that this is a beautiful.
Just have to share this with you, Gerard, that you're having some deep love coming your way from South Africa. Cara's on it, yeah? So.
How are you out there? We miss you, all of you. So, is that not beautiful? For a beautiful 10.11 to get that much deposit. You have nothing to worry about anymore. You know what? Z1 Concept thought about the needs of each and every stylist out there when it comes to toning. Toning is the strongest thing that everybody's looking for. We all do it differently. We all approach it differently. We're sharing with you tips and tricks on how to get in there and tone the hair and give you the results you're looking for. And what better way to think about it? You have 3 different emotions. Now let's talk about timing for a minute. All right? Timing is going to vary. How gone are the days and the insecurity, the insecurity of placing a toner as a shampoo ball. Hail Mary, full of grace, I hope this tone falls into place. And then worrying about putting it on, washing it off. It's like, you know what? It's like, you know, wax on, wax off. We can't tone hair like that. We need a product that is going to give us a reassurance that we can apply to the hair if we are worried about too deep of a tone, that we see them. We watch the tonality of it. We have the flexibility of taking it off anytime we want, okay? But to have a toner that we could place on there, our timing ranges anywhere from 20 to 35 minutes, depending on what the outcome is that you are looking for. So if you were looking to go in there and just get the deposit of color into the hair, we all know that when we normally work with our Smoothies color line, our semi-permanent color line, our timing possibilities are anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. Well, now when it comes to toning, we can rest assured that we can leave this on 20 to 35 minutes, depending on which emulsion that we are using and what is the end result that we are trying to achieve out of it. We can walk away from it and not worry about hair taking too deep or too toned. The responsibility is up to us in our formulation.
Okay, Gerard, a couple of questions. One from Paige again. So do you think we need to add specials, you know, like powder or pearl, etc.? Can they be added?
Okay, so our specials, our powders, our pearls, even our 9.1, our higher levels within the Smoothies line, if you choose to intermix them to create, you have the flexibility to create. None of these will pre-mix with anything. However, maybe you want to utilize the 10.11 and you want to make sure that you get 20 minutes of deposit and activating, which is a light activating lotion, 3.5, but you don't want the depth of the smokiness. I recommend that you take the pearl and intermix the pearl. You can intermix them or you can use them alone. The creativity is totally up to you, Paige.
Good. Here's a good one from Amanda. Can you achieve that steel with a level 8 or 9?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I'm going to tell you something. It's Amanda.
Amanda, yeah?
I'm going to tell you something, Amanda. Anybody would stand in front of you and tell you, absolutely. You'll get it darker, but then you're not achieving that steel. You can never utilize a level 10 Smoothies as a toner on something that was lifted to a level 8. Okay? You will get a shift, you will get a slight positive color, but you will never get 100% result. So I'm going to stand firm and stand in front of you, and anybody can challenge me. Absolutely not. Not even if you use pearl on its own. Okay? You have to remember, even with our specials, okay, our specials are at that higher level. You will get some deposit of tone, but nothing to completely control it. You would have to go with a darker steel, and now you're talking about a gunmetal, and you would have to start utilizing your darker levels within the smoothie line. So I hope I answered that question, and just to give you shed some light on that.
Cool. Thank you.
Good.
That's all at the moment. Yep.
Good.
So you
let's
got
see. Okay, so we got about 5 minutes left, but this is what I want to show you. I want you to come up real close. As Brian, if you can get that camera in here. Right in here. Look at the beautiful pink hue that you're noticing in that tone. What we're going to do is we are actually, let me see if I can wipe some of that off there so you can see it. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Is that not beautiful to get that beautiful pink hue in there? Let's put that right back on top because I don't want to jeopardize my toning. We got another about 4 minutes left on that, so let's just get that through. Let's aerate that again. Remember to aerate your toners. Aerate them so that you can get that even toning capability around the whole circumference of the hair. That's an important thing. So here's what I want to share with you, because I think we got, what, about 3-4 minutes left, Brian? All right, we're going to let that time, for the remainder of that timing, we're going to then bring her back over to the shampoo bowl, and we are actually going to do a light shampoo with the Color Specifics shampoo and the Color Specifics conditioner. And that's going to enable us to make sure that we start to close down that cuticle over here. It's been roughly open from the pre-lightening. We're utilizing toning capability that's going to add condition, shine, elasticity, and integrity to the hair again. All right? And now we want to make sure that we seal that down. So we will use our Color Specifics line back at the shampoo bowl as a final. Prior to the lightening, after we lighten, all right, or pre-lightening, or prior to lightening, you use the Color Specific, the deep cleansing shampoo. But now we will shampoo that out with Color Specifics. And then we will take a picture of this and we will post that up so you can see all 4 tonalities, because my amigo Brian over here is the best photographer out there. He's got a way of holding that camera to make me look thin. But I want to just go back in real quick, and if you have any questions, quickly answer them. We only have about 2 minutes left. Just tell you all about what we were talking about here at our Facebook Live Z1 concept. We are talking about the new cold blondies, all right? So 8 new beautiful nuances to give you toning capabilities, and now you have a complete semi-permanent color line that is going to allow you to create tonal values to the hair, deposit tone to the hair, give you slight gray coverage of possibly up to 75%, give you gray blending, give you one level of lift with the positive color if you wanted just deposit natural colors on the first 54 nuances that we had, right? We also launched the pastels in that. Now we're allowing you to have a complete line that's going to give you toning capabilities, and most importantly, save the integrity of the hair so that that hair is vibrant, is toned beautifully. Look at the different tones in the hair. Push that through. Okay. Those beautiful tones. Look at the shine in that hair. Okay. You have 64 nuances in Smoothies to give you an array of ultimate different capabilities, intermixable with each other. 3 emulsions, depending on what you are trying to achieve. You have your light, you have your activating, and you have your intense. 3.5, 8 volume, and 18 volume. The possibilities are unlimited. But here's one thing I want to share with each and every one of you before I get off. If any of you want to get more information on Smoothies, next Monday, we will have a webinar on introduction and learning all there is to know about Smoothies and the new cold blondies, these new 8 nuances, on a webinar next Monday, 12 noon. Go to Milkshake North America, sign up. There's a pre-registration for that. So register for that, and then you will receive the link to get some free education on a complete semi-permanent color line that now allows you to have toning capabilities all in 64 nuances. Listen, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this Facebook Live. We're going to be back next Monday. It's our commitment to each and every one of you stylists out there that Z1 Concept is giving you the best of education every Monday. And I'm going to throw a little hint of something out there to you that Brian doesn't even know what I'm going to talk about. But real soon, we are going to be launching during the week one evening class of a Facebook Live or possibly a Zoom, because we have some quick 9-minute tricks that we're going to share with you. A whole library of education. So stay tuned. Look for that on our Milkshake North America Facebook page. Make sure you're following us. Until we see you next week, bye everybody.